Welcome back to my kitchen, Judy's Keto Kitchen. And hopefully my microphone is working, so we'll see. But today, tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and Carl really loves beef tenderloin. So I bought a beef tenderloin, but you need to trim it up before you can cook it. And so I'm going to show you how I trim it and then how I prepare it. I was at the dentist's office one day, and the person working on my teeth said that she was going to make a beef tenderloin for Christmas. I had never made it before, and she told me how to do it, and it is so easy. The hardest part is trimming it. Beef tenderloin is pretty pricey, and you can buy it already trimmed, but it's very expensive. So I buy it untrimmed and trim it myself. Now the beef tenderloin itself is very lean, so it would be great for PSMF days. And just a shameless plug, our new book that came out the first of the year, Precision PSMF Blueprint for Weight Management, and my cookbook, Precision PSMF Cookbook, both on Amazon for paperback. We do have ebooks, and links to the ebook will be below. The ebooks are not on Amazon. This is how I have been able to lose and maintain my weight for the past 5 years. So now, trimming the tenderloin. You have to have a very sharp knife. We get our knives sharpened at the local Ace Hardware. They're the only place that I have found that sharpens knives really sharp. I had a really expensive German knife that Carl had bought me several years ago. I could never get it sharp enough. I've had it sharpened several times. I was about to throw it away when we decided to try Ace Hardware, and oh my goodness, they do such a good job. Sharp, now I can use it. I haven't used it in about a decade because I could not. I'd take it to get it sharpened, and it was never sharp enough. So you need a sharp knife. Now this is fat, but it's also what they on pork they call the silver, and it's just that lining that is very tough. So especially on tenderloin, you want to take it off. Some of this is coming off very nicely. Yes, you're going to get some meat that has to come off too. That's okay. So one time I wondered, well, if I got it all trimmed, you know, there's a lot that you do have to throw away. And when you buy it, they'll tell you at the grocery store, you've got to trim off a lot. It's going to look like it's a lot, but you have to trim it off. So I don't think you want to watch me trim the whole thing. I will continue trimming this, and I'll be back to show you when it's all trimmed. So I've trimmed the tenderloin as much as I'm going to trim it. I was told this was a 6 pounds of beef tenderloin. This is all the fat I got off it. It's a pound. I weighed it. And what I will do with this, I'll put this in my slow cooker and I'll render it down. Great tallow. There are a few pieces of beef on there because in trimming, you can't trim and not remove some of the meat. I do have some fat left on it. I don't want to over trim it. I tried to get all those sinewy pieces off so that when we cut it, it's nice and tender as a tenderloin is supposed to be. So this is what it looks like now. And I'm going to fold in the end piece. So it's about the same thickness, pretty messy. And then I have my twine that I'm going to wrap around it to keep it together. And I have stopped trying to do one piece of twine. I just keep, cut different pieces of twine. I used to, you watch the cooking shows and they have one piece of twine that they wrap around so you don't have all these little pieces, and I'm like, I don't care. This is easier for me to trim because I can't grab it. Okay, so it's all tied. Now what we do, I'm gonna have to really wash this off well is we take aluminum foil. Well, it doesn't matter how you do it because you have to do both. Then you take spicy brown mustard. Yes, I was like, really? Spicy brown mustard? I'm not sure why, but that's what she told me to do. And you don't really taste the mustard once it's cooked. I don't know, maybe that just keeps it moist. So you wrap it all up. And you know, the good thing is you can do this ahead of time, like I'm doing it the day before, and wrapping it up really well in foil, keeping it in the refrigerator. And then when it comes time to cook, you just slap it in the oven and you don't have any preparation, and it's like a great fancy meal without having to do a lot of prep work the day of. Cover it very well. Then we'll heat the oven to 350 degrees. You put this in the oven on a baking sheet at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour. So it's so easy. You have guests, or tomorrow, Valentine's Day, we'll sit down, we'll have a glass of wine. This can be cooking while I'm relaxing too, so I don't have to cook and not relax. So you put this in 350 degrees for 1 hour, take it out, let it rest for like 10 minutes, then slice it up. It usually is pretty rare, but sometimes the other end where it's thinner, that'll be more well done if you like people who want it well done. And you slice it up and you eat it. Two ways you could think. We like blue cheese dressing on it. So yesterday I made blue cheese dressing. I filmed that. That should be before this shows. And other way is my mustard barbecue sauce would be good, since it's, you know, sitting in mustard right now. And as I say, you can't taste the mustard once it's cooked. So that's it. Since it's Valentine's Day tomorrow, I'm not going to film tomorrow, but we'll have plenty left over. And the next day, I'll show you what it looks like. So happy Valentine's Day, everybody. And I'll see you the day after. Well, welcome back. It is now February 15th. It's the day after Valentine's Day, and we had our beef tenderloin last night. It was so good. I'll show you right here. This is what's left, so we probably have another maybe 2 meals out of this, but look at this. Oh, it was so good. So I'm not going to taste it today because this is dinner, but I will cut a slice for you to see. Look at that. And we had our blue cheese dressing on it last night. It was so good. Now, also my mustard barbecue sauce would go good. As I said before, the mustard you put on it, you don't taste it. This is rare. If you wanted it a little more cooked, maybe more than an hour, but for us, it's perfect. 350 degree oven for 1 hour. Oh, this is amazing. So we will be enjoying this for another maybe 2 nights, and it was well worth it. So very easy to make. If you're having guests, so easy. Put it in the oven for an hour, take it out, let it rest, slice, and eat. Enjoy. Till next time.